Welcome to another video. In this episode of Out of the Weeds, I'm going to be talking all about setting up Christmas lights. And so this is actually going to be a two-part video on me just setting up all of my Christmas lights around the house. And as I go through each segment of my house, I will be giving out little tips and just different things that I like to do and just kind of walk you through how I put up my lights each year. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get out of the weeds. Okay, so getting started with putting up some of the Christmas lights for this year. The first thing I'm going to actually be doing here is putting up some rope lights. These are actually incandescent rope lights. You can get them in LEDs, which is a little bit more efficient in that, but these are just incandescent ones. And you can kind of see from the one I have over here on this pole here, I just take the rope light and I wrap it around. And so what I do is I actually just wrap it around each post 7 times, and it kind of gives like a candy cane type of effect. So if I walk back around here to the back, you can see it attaches up there, and then I just wrap it back around and I pull it tight, and then it ends there. And so I'll go ahead and do that pattern on each pole. And so on my outside poles, they'll all be red. Then I'll move in, it'll be white, and then all the ones in the middle will be green. And so you can see here, I've actually kept these up here year after year. So it just pops in this little plastic clip, and then it holds that in place. And then I have the rest of it all down through here, and I just wrap it tight around here 7 times, trying to keep it uniform. And now what I'll do, once I have all of them wrapped around the poles, I'll actually walk out in front of my house just to see how equally wrapped they are, to make sure like each time around is kind of at the same level, so it gives a lot more uniform look. But I can't really tell that as I'm doing each one, so I wait till I'm done and then I just make adjustments to each one. And so there you can see they're all up on the house. Once I have it lit at night, it'll be easier to make some adjustments. Okay, so the next thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to be putting some LED lights around the edge of the garage. And so what I actually do is we use these multicolored C9 lights. These are all LED. And one kind of trick I've started doing is I use a zip tie at the end of the year just to tie them up so that they're all organized. So once I have them in the box, they're just easy to pull out instead of trying to put them on the reels. And so whenever I'm attaching them around the edge of the garage, you can see I have some of these left over from previous years. But I use these little like coaxial staples here, so I just pound in here into the trim. They make 2-hole ones. You can see these are 2-hole ones. The ones I bought for this year are actually just these small ones, just with the one nail. And so it's really easy just to have the one nail to be able to take them down whenever I'm done. We put up these lights multiple years now. This is like our 2nd or 3rd year putting the lights up here. And so I know my measurements pretty good. So anytime you're doing that, you just want to make sure you measure good, have enough lights, and then you're good to go. The worst thing you can run into is that you're not quite all the way done. You can have some more room to go and you're out of lights. So make sure you do a good measurement before you do these things. And like if you're going to be going to a store and buying the lights, make sure you write everything down so you don't get to the store and start guessing when you're there. Because I've made multiple trips to the stores because I can't remember what I need to get, and my calculations are a little bit off. And so you can see here how I use these clips. I just kind of put the light inside, and then I hammer them down in to hold them. And then one thing to note is always make sure you know which end you're starting with. So here I'm making sure the female end is down on this side where I'm going to be starting, because all my electric, where I'm going to have everything kind of plugged in at, is going to start being around this area over here. I got a lot of the plugs down through here from the rope lights, and so I want to try to keep my lights all kind of in one area, so it kind of limits a little bit of the extension cords I have to run. One of the things to note whenever you're putting these up is that whenever you pick your spots that you're going to put the little staples in, make sure you put it right up against the bulb on this side, pulling the rest of it tight. I want to try to keep a clean look and not be too droopy. And so like, for example, if I would put this on this side, if I would put this over on this side, there would be nothing keeping these pulled tight. And so make sure you're keeping, depending which way you're wiring them, keep the staple on the side where it's keeping the tension, because if you do it on the wrong side, it'll let it be loose and droop down. And then now you can see the finished product. So lights pulled tight all the way around, gives a nice clean look. So next up is going to be the gutter line just above the garage, so just kind of a straight line. So what I like to do with the LED lights going across the gutters is I actually use these plastic clips here that can be actually gutter clips or shingle clips. And so what you do is you'll actually attach one to each bulb. What we used to do when I was young growing up is we'd actually just kind of attach one every so often, not on every single bulb. But with every single bulb, it just gives you a real nice, straight, clean look. And so what I do is I actually, the first time you ever install them, is I just keep them on. So year after year, when I pull these off, I just roll it back up, zip tie it, leaving the clips on, because I feel like it's a lot easier to just untangle a couple of these clips when I'm getting them out for the year than what it is to go and put them on every single bulb year after year. And so what you will have is, as I'm working through this, I will find that some of them have broken and stuff like that, so I'll have to replace one every so often. And so I'll just show you kind of what these clips look like. So they look like this. And so what you can do is whenever you're using them for just gutters, they're straight. And so what you'll do is you want your light pointing out. And so this will go behind your gutter, this will go on the front. And so what you want to do is slide the light with the big part, with the clip here, facing down, and it fits right in, just like that. And so I'll just go around to the gutter, just sliding these in each space and keeping this pulled tight, and it gives you just a real nice uniform look. Okay, so now here I am up on the ladder here, installing them on the gutters, and so I'm going to kind of show you how you install them. You can see here, if you just look down the path, they just clip on there, and then they're pointed nice out and straight, uniform distance, looking good. Just take the gutter clip, put the front side on there, slide it on, pull it tight, and you move to the next one. Grab the gutter clip, slide it on, pull it tight, and you move to the next one. So now you can see nice uniform lights straight across the gutter. So here's exactly why I like these universal clips so much. So you can see here, I showed earlier about how you attach it if you're just going to be putting it on your gutter. So what about whenever you get to a part that's shingles? So you can use the exact same clip. So here you see the exact same clip just put in its kind of shingle formation. And so what you have to do is the top of this clip, it bends over and attaches, and then you can just slide your light like that, and then now slides right under the shingle and attaches with the light pointing straight out. So you keep that same uniform look that you have on your gutters right on your shingles. And so whenever so you can see kind of the pivot point right there. So they all come out of the box used for gutters. So all you have to do is, once you get to parts where there's shingles, is you just bend it over, and then the little plastic piece kind of locks in place, and then now you can just attach your lights and use them for your shingles. And so these are really good clips because you can kind of just buy one set of clips and kind of do it all with them. So here I am from the roof now, getting ready to put the lights on the front of the house. And so one of the things that I have kind of learned over the years is I actually used to put the lights up from a ladder below and just kind of go a few at a time, move the ladder, a few at a time, move the ladder. Well, that is way slower than me just coming up here on the roof. So if you are able to get up on your roof safely, I would definitely recommend that, just because it is much quicker. Just because you don't have to keep moving a ladder going up and down. You just bring all your lights up here with you, and you just start going and attaching them. And I'm usually done here just in no time. So there you can see I ran the lights all the way across the gutter and up the shingles. And then something I added here like a year ago is I actually go down the side of the house there. You can kind of see behind the rope lights. and then I kind of do it on the other side to keep it uniform. So next we have my favorite thing of our entire display, and that is the big nativity set. So it's literally a full-on nativity with Mary, Joseph, lots of animals, baby Jesus, the wise men, angel, and a couple shepherds. So it's a pretty big set, and it's actually made out of marine grade PVC. And there's a couple different companies that make them. I can show you the paper here. Mine's from Front Yard Originals. So there's the whole nativity there set up, what it's going to look like. And so I'll kind of walk through how this is. So setup for it was actually pretty easy. All of the pieces came in a 3-box set. And so all I have to do is really just attach stakes to the back of them. All the pieces are already pre-cut and everything. And the only thing you really have to put together is just the manger scene with Mary and Joseph and Jesus. And so you look at the back of these, this is really the only other setup you have to do for all the pieces, is you have to just put in a screw here to block the stake, and then you funnel the stake through and then tighten it down, and then they just stick into the ground. And so it's very easy to set up. It's a big display. And doesn't take much time. The only thing is just putting together the manger, which I'll walk you through that right now. And so you can see here, these are the only parts that aren't staked in with screws and stuff in the back. So you just have to actually just put the manger together. And so you can see the 4 screws at the top here. They'll go in those holes up there. Same on the other side. The top ones up there will go in those ones, and then those 2 pieces will connect to make the manger. So it's pretty simple. And there you go. You got the manger up. And so you can see here's the nativity all set up during the daytime. I know I got some of the video last night of me putting up the manger, but here it is all set up. And so what you do once you get the manger kind of set up where you want it to be, everything else just pushes down in. So you kind of set it up in the formation, and then you just push it down into the ground. And that's all there is to it. And then now the only thing I'll do is I'll put some floodlights like over here and then one over here pointing at it. And then at night it'll give just a really cool effect. And I make sure I use cool LED white lights instead of warm. I just think it gives just a really neat look to it.